Big news out of that comes at the Jack Doyle hit by Vontaze Burfict. Suspended for the year. I'm hesitant to talk about this because you know where I'm gonna go with it, but I'll let you throw something in real quick, and then we'll try to keep it moving. Do you think that's deserved?
I agree with a suspension. I don't agree with the length of the suspension, but I just don't agree because you'll get 4 games for PEDs or 4 games or 6 games for domestic violence.
It's wacky.
And then this is an actual in the game penalty, in the game kind of suspension, and they're giving him a full year. I mean, I know he's been fined over $4 million or something. He's a repeat offender.
Well, that's what it was.
I saw it. Right? I didn't think it didn't look good to me. I know we talked about this.
Yes.
I think you came to. I love Vontaze Burfict. I think he's an incredible player, but I think he's a jerk of a person, not from personally, but from a middle linebacker.
Well, and I think that's where
monster hit on AB.
I think that's where the misconception comes, and that's really where my heart is at. I feel bad for Taz. I feel that he's the most misunderstood player in the league, at least this year.
More than AB.
Antonio Brown is a whole different situation. It's not even close. People comparing the two, it's not even. No. AB doing this all to himself. He left.
No. Vontaze Burfict did it for him.
Well, that's true. That's true.
He gave him the CTE.
Yeah, exactly with that hit in 16. But that's the thing about Taz. He came, and people that were not in the situation, that were not around the Raiders, came. He came, and they didn't see him become a leader. They didn't see him own up for the first time in his life. Obviously, said $4 million before this incident. Mm-hmm. He was already been fined. The first time in his life, he came up and he owned up, and he took ownership over everything he's done. He went and he broke up 3 separate fights, one being the AB and Mayock situation. And he told Mayock, and it wasn't a joke, he's a jerk. Oh, haha, Mike, it was my fault. I cracked him in the head. No, he said, listen, Mike, I'm so sorry that this is happening. It might be my fault. Owned up to it. You don't see that. You don't see anybody. You don't even see regular people taking ownership for their own BS. All right?
Yeah,
this was a step in the direction that kind of made me, and same with Richie Incognito. People are giving Raiders crap about Incognito. They've taken a turn to the point where they've become leaders. They become a real part of something. They want to see something grow.
Yeah, they have
and then for this to go happen,
Incognito, I'm not going to get in that.
And even with Hard Knocks, right? I mean, they didn't dive into Vontaze or Incognito enough for people to really understand. It's more the people that saw it outside of just the normal eye and were in the situation. So for people like Booger to go and say, just make a judgment, and people make a judgment just off watching the highlight, I feel is a little injustice. Yes, it was a helmet-to-helmet
hit. You can't take what Booger says seriously, though.
That is true. Booger sucks. Yes, it was a helmet-to-helmet hit. Should he have been thrown out? And fine, that's fine. But for people to call him dirty and say it was intentional, I don't think people understand. Even people that have played football before, like flag football or football when they're young, they don't understand how fast it happens in the NFL. There's not one single player in the NFL that has intentionally been I'm going to go lead with my head.
I mean, you see that with a lot of the roughing the passers where how are you going to tell a 300-pound lineman to, just miss the quarterback?
Right. And not put your body weight. And there's all these rules. And a lot of that has to do with the way that the people are taught to tackle. Back in the day, obviously Vontaze was taught a little differently versus now. So is he going to go to his instincts? But at the end of the day, it just sucks to see him get judged off of just the highlight.
Yeah.
Especially when a guy like Jack Doyle said it was just a normal hit, I'm fine. When he was turning a field, in my opinion, you could watch the replay again, people out there.
Yeah, I screenshot his knee was on the ground. His
knee might have been on the ground, but he was about to get off the ground. He was about to move upfield and make a football play. Taz had 0.5 seconds, maybe. No one's going to lead with their head thinking,
my thing was he launched himself. Instead of running over and trying to tackle him or touch him down or, he's already low to the ground. You can just push him down again.
Again, instincts, 0.5 seconds. You go back to how you've been taught your whole life. I don't think he meant it that way, and it definitely, to me, I wouldn't call it necessarily a dirty play. I would just call it a bad tackle.
I mean, it's a 4-game suspension for me.
And that's fine. He's going to appeal, and hopefully...
Yeah, I hope they reduce it.
Yeah, hopefully they reduce it.
A season's a bit ridiculous considering...
I agree.
Kareem Hunt's coming back in 4 weeks.
Right.
Joe Mixon didn't even get suspended for...
Which Joe Mixon's was quite a punch. Joe Mixon's put Ray Rice's punch to shame.
Yeah.
In my opinion. But anyways, that's my little 2 cents on it. Regardless, Raiders, second time they've had adversity after, obviously, Broncos after AB coming out and getting that dub. Everything that happened with Taz there, let's go and finish this game out, and they did just that. some encouraging signs going forward for at least me or any other fan out there.